Alright, YouTube. Crazy Bags, the brother trucker. Back here again. So, we're still at the campus inn over here in Springfield, Missouri. And we're going to make another quick video on the TnT phase and the upgrade process, okay? So, there's another video before this I made on the PSD program. And now we're going to talk about the TnT phase, which is the second phase of training, which you start immediately following passing your CDL exam and getting your CDL. So if you're lucky, your PSD trainer also does TnT, and so you have the one trainer the whole time. But most of our trainers here either do one or the other, not both. So you usually have to switch trainers. So after the PSD, you'll go to the hotel and wait for a TnT trainer. Could take up to a week. It just happens. I'll be honest with you, summertime is longer to go into training because we have way more students that arrive here in the summer, and so it takes a lot longer to get a TnT trainer. So the way the TnT program works is you go on the road with a trainer, with a driver trainer, for 30,000 miles, okay? Now that's not 30,000 miles that you have to drive, that's 30,000 miles that you drive combined with your trainer, okay? So don't think it's going to take you forever, because it doesn't. It takes 6 to 7 weeks on average, okay? Maybe 7 to 8 weeks, something like that. But I'd say 8 weeks is probably the maximum it would take you to get that. Because your trainer may go home somewhere in the middle there. So getting the trainer will be the same process as getting a trainer for PSD. They'll give your information to a trainer that they feel you match with. The trainer will call you. He will have set up a meeting, he or she. We'll set up a meeting. You'll sit down, you'll meet, you'll talk, feel each other out, make sure everything feels good before you head out on the road. So once you have come to the conclusion that you're gonna, you two are gonna work together, you go out there and you do 30,000 miles together, okay? Now some students get a little aggravated because they feel like they're doing all the work. Well, sometimes you are, okay? And you're the student and you're doing the work for a reason, because you're gonna have to do it in the future by yourself. And sometimes it's easier to do it now, and when you get a question in the middle of it, whether it be dropping and hooking a trailer, talking to a customer, getting a washout, whatever it may be, it's better to have you do all that stuff now while you have someone in the truck with you that you can ask, hey, wait a minute, how do I do this again? Like getting a washout, what do I need to do again? So that's why you'll do a lot of the grunt work, okay? You'll do a lot of the meet and greets with the customers when you're picking up loads, dropping off loads, dropping trailers, hooking the trailers, washouts, paperwork. You do a lot of that, okay? That's just part of it. During this phase, they're going to pay you $700 a week, okay? Not alone, pay. They're going to pay you $700 a week. Okay, I've been driving a truck a long time, so I'm not real familiar with the current employment status in the United States, but $700 a week is a pretty good wage, I believe, okay? So it's $700 a week is what you're going to get paid. They'll take taxes out of that. They're also going to take $25 a week out towards the $200 a week they gave you during PSD. So if PSD took you 3 weeks, at $600, they're going to take it out $25 a week. That's 24 weeks. So, but, they only take it out at 25. They don't try to take it, all out at once or large percentages. They just take out $25 a week. So you're guaranteed $700 a week. What happens is your trainer, if he's a lease operator, is actually paying you, okay? Prime pays you, but they take it from him. And you get 14 cents a mile, but you're guaranteed $700. So, which is 5,000 miles. So if the truck moves 5,000 miles in a week, or less, you get $700. If the truck moves more than 5,000 miles in a week, you're going to get paid more. So let's say the truck moves 6,000 miles in 1 week, one pay week. Okay, 6,000 times 14 cents. Okay, it's $840 before you get your calculator out. So you have the ability to make more money in the TnT phase. It doesn't always work that way. Every now and like I'm on my 3rd student, and I think total out of my first 2 students there was maybe combined 4 weeks where they made more than the $700. So it's not a lot of weeks there that you're going to do it. But $700 is a good wage. Okay, especially when you're learning a job, when you're doing on-the-job training. So that's pretty good. So you'll do, like I said, you'll do most all the grunt work. You'll do most of the backing. Like if it's late at night, rain and stuff, I mean, that's different. You know, your trainer may just say, hey, just let me do this. Let me take care of it. I'm not going to make you do that tonight. It just depends on the situation. So once your 30,000 miles is up, you're ready to upgrade, okay? You'll come back to Springfield, Mo, and Missouri, and your trainer will bring you in, and he will take you into the student building over there. I believe it's called the Plaza Building, now to the bottom floor. And basically he's going to hand you back off to Prime. He's going to say, okay, I'm no longer responsible for this student. They're upgrading, they're now yours. Okay. The student advisors, I guess, I don't know what else to call them down there. They're going to give you a checklist of things you need to do, because you're going to have to take a couple classes. You're going to have to do a couple things in order to upgrade. And then it's about picking your truck. So if you're a company driver, they're just going to give you a truck. You're going to take what they give you. You can't really say anything about it, and you got to just take it and go. Okay. If you're becoming a lease operator, it's a little different. You'll get to pick your truck. So we have a lot of students who want brand new trucks. I don't blame you. Okay, I like brand new trucks. This is a 2019 Freightliner I'm in right now. Okay, I ordered it myself. Got out of my other truck early in order to get this. So here's the catch to that, okay? If you decide you want to wait for a new truck, you may wait 10, 12, 13 days in line behind other people who also want a brand new truck. You're not getting paid during that time, okay? Prime's not going to pay you because you want to sit here and wait for a new truck. So just keep that in mind, okay, in the process when you're deciding what to do. Now, I will be honest with you, it hasn't been taking that long. Most students have been getting, most people who have been waiting for a brand new truck usually wait 4 days, 5 days, okay? But I would say if you definitely want a brand new truck, I would expect to wait up to a week, okay? Now, that's a week you're going to be without pay, so keep that in mind, okay? If you have family at home, make sure you prepare for that. But if I was a student now, okay, I started truck driving full time in 2006. I actually started in 1998, okay, but I didn't last in the industry long. I came back to the industry in 2006. I've been doing it since. If I could go back and start from the beginning in Prime's situation, I would wait for a new truck. You know, I would just eat the 4 or 5 days, but that's just me personally. So you'll do all your classes you got to do. You'll get your upgrade. You'll get your truck. You'll sign your lease. You move your stuff into your truck, and then you start hauling loads, okay? Now, a large percentage of the time, you're going to have the same fleet manager that you had during TnT with your trainer. You'll usually get your trainer's fleet manager, okay? Unless for some reason that fleet manager's board is full. He already has too many trucks. Then they might put you somewhere else. But they try to give you the same one, because during TnT, there's a good chance you've talked to him a few times, you've built a little rapport with him, you're kind of comfortable with him, and you might feel a little better starting off if you have someone you know already. The income possibilities here are pretty endless, okay? 2017, I came to work here on February 15th, okay? I came from another company. I'm actually going to make a video on that. But I came from another company that I'd worked for since 2006. So, and I came here. So I had 11 years invested there, okay? I'd been there a long time. I had some longevity there. I had some seniority there. And I gave it up to come here. And I will tell you, it's one of the best decisions I ever made. All right? So I came here on February 15th. And as a lease operator, my gross before my expenses was $197,000. I can look, see, Abacus taxes. I'm not just pulling numbers out of my ass. This is my actual tax return from 2017, and I will show you. I made that year. Let's see the big number. Where is it? $197,606 before expenses. Okay? Let that sink in. $197,606. Okay? That is for 2017. That is before my expenses. Okay? I took a grand total of 9 weeks off in 2017. Okay? It's less than a week a month. So for 9 weeks, I got no money at all. I actually owed money. Okay? Because you still got to make your lease payment and all that. So for 9 weeks, I didn't work at all. So I had no income for 9 weeks. But still, at the end of the year, my net take home was $71,315. Okay? And that's with 9 weeks off of no income. So figure that out. I think it comes out to like just over $1,300 a week that I took home. But that's over 52 weeks. For 9 weeks, I didn't make anything. I actually owed money. So when you figure it out, it's going to be hard to beat that in any company you go to. That's a lot of money. All right, and that's as a lease operator. So I've done really well here. I really like it here. Now, I'll be honest with you, for 2018, we're already in November, I'm way above that, all right? I'm probably in the 260,000 range now. So because I started training, and there's a little bit more money in training. So, like I said, the income possibilities here are endless. It's up to you. What are you willing to do to be successful, okay? What are you willing to sacrifice to be successful? You know, we have people that come here and they sacrifice everything. They give up everything. And they drive a truck for 10 years and they can retire, okay? Because they have no bills at home. They have no kids at home no more. You know, they wait until they're 45 years old. And, you know, the husband and wife come here and they come as a team and they drive their tails off for 10 years and they retire, okay? Because you can do that here. There's enough money here. So our lease drivers make 72% of the load. So just keep that in mind when you're deciding in your TnT phase whether or not you want to be company or lease, okay? Just keep that in mind. So company's a little less stressful. You never have a truck payment. You're never in the hole. You never have to worry about nothing, okay? Lease operator, you still got to make that truck payment even when you go home. All right, it still has to be made. Now, I mean, they're going to put you in the hole is what they're going to do. You're not going to have to call them and pay them, you know, that week, but they're going to charge you the following week. They're going to charge you for it, okay? So where weeks I don't have a student, I make $2,000 or more. I think I was averaging like $2,250 without a student as a solo lease operator here. I would go home for a week, and the next week my fixed cost is $1,300, and the next week instead of $2,250, you know, I'd get $950 on my check because I still owed $1,300 from the week before. So just something to keep in mind, okay? So you have to make that decision. What's best for you? What's best for your family? Many students come here just starting off, and they go company until they know what they're doing. I don't blame you. If you haven't been around trucking, you don't know about trucking, you don't have someone you trust to talk to you about trucking, company driver might be a good way to go for 6 months, okay? Run a company truck for 6 months, get an understanding of the business, get an understanding of how to do things, and then you can always lease, all right? There's no waiting time. Prime will let you lease whenever you want, okay? It's beneficial to them as well as you, okay? You're going to make the truck payment for them. They don't have to make it no more, so it's very beneficial. But there's a lot of money to be made here. All right, if you have any questions about the TnT phase, you can drop them down in the comments section. Hit the like button if it helped you out. Hit the share button if you got some buddies that need to know about it. And I'll see y'all out here on the road somewhere. Y'all be safe, be careful, and be successful. All right, it's in your hands.